Howdy, my audience. My name's Jake Allen Graham. I'm reviewing Dragon Ball Z Evolution, the first and last live adaptation to the Dragon Ball franchise. That's a remake / reimagining, reboot, fresh start, failed to launch a franchise with the Dragon Ball name on it. For live action, this is the only live action we're going to ever get. Perhaps. Now, I know there's some idiots like Chris Stuckman on the internet who think that this movie is like one of the worst movies ever made. Or people like Doug Walker, known as the Nostalgia Critic. Or people like Angry Joe. But he likes shit like Justice League from 2017. And he likes the Suicide Squad 2016. And thought that the Suicide and everything James Gunn does is probably great. And going to be great. He probably has very face in this. You know, I don't understand the big deal. I'm not going to act like this movie's that great of a movie, Dragon Ball Z Evolution, but I'm not going to act like it's the worst fucking thing ever. It's not faithful to the show 100% at all. But it's not the worst fucking movie ever made. Not even close. It's up there with X-Men Origins Wolverine. Dragon Ball Z Evolution, or the first two Spider-Man movies, or the last two Avengers movies that made the most money, Infinity War and Endgame, or like that groundbreaking third installment to that Wesley Snipes third installment Blade Trilogy. Blade Trinity. That's the one with Ryan Reynolds. This movie was a-okay of a passable watch of a film that I enjoyed. Enough to give it a 6 out of 10. It's mediocre at best. Just like the first two Spider-Man movies which Maguire did. And the last one he did was Maguire. That's the one with Tom Holland, Spider-Man No Way Home. Full of mediocre shit writing, that is. But great fan service bringing all three Spider-Mans for fan service sakes. And not mocking around the fans service and just mocking around hiding the fan service. The only good thing that movie was good about the movie. And I mean the best part about the movie, not a good thing about it. Though villains in the movie fine, but the best part of the movie was Spider-Man dynamic between all of the three Peter Parkers, I guess, is what most people can agree on. How much money would it have made if it didn't market around the three Peter Parkers in the movie? Would have they made more money or less money? I don't know. It makes me wonder. If they did went that route, which they didn't, you know? For Spider-Man No Way Home, the third Tom Holland's installment. And the fourth Spider-Man movie that Maguire did, and the third Spider-Man movie that Andrew starred in as his Spider-Man. So this movie, Dragon Ball Z Evolution, is not that half bad of a movie. It's not faithful at all to the source material, but it gets creative with its effects. and showing you finished polish effects enough that passed the what you expect for TV movie budget. You know, this movie wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, you know? I don't understand why people were why some Dragon Ball idiots were sucking in to seeing the movie like Chris Stuckman was. Sucker to see, I mean, you know, what did anyone expect seeing the trailer? Do they expect a faithful adaptation from the source material they know and love from the show or the manga that they read? I didn't expect any of that. I expect a loose adaptation from the source material with the brand name. And expect the worst absolute piece of shit marketable to the public. With the effects and writing. But that's not exactly what I got with this movie. No, but I did got that was 2010's Last Airbender movie. And I hated the Last Airbender movie. I don't even know why they made that movie in the first place. That movie, shit. I'm talking about the movie, okay? I'll talk about Dragon Ball Z Evolution now. I'm getting confused. So, Dragon Ball Evolution, they do have some things in the things that make it in, that look faithful to the one thing that looks faithful to the design is Goku's costume. His final costume, he gets from that's costume for the show, and that looks faithful as fuck. Cool how he did that. And one thing that's faithful is the designs on the Dragon Ball. And Master Roshi, even though he's not as old as he should be, with, you know, he's a lot younger, a younger man than I guess we're used to. In like, for example, he has a full head of hair. He has hair, and doesn't have a beard. He looks a little younger than Master Roshi from the show, but he's definitely energetic and a bit of a dirty old man. Comes across like he does in the show. I mean, it's a little watered down compared to in the show where where he tries always to is a little. I mean, so it's kind of a toned down compared to the show. It's like his personality is toned down. You probably heard these comments before, like the character Master Roshi and everything. Yeah, and yeah, also Goku's played by a white guy called actor that threw away his career after, never done anything else with his life after this movie, I guess. Haven't heard anything from the guy that played Goku after this. What did happen to the actor? Did he? I don't know what happened. I don't think he's ever been in a movie ever since, or a show, on big screen or small screen. The actor played Goku. What did happen to him, I wonder? Anyway, the makeup on Piccolo is fine, I thought. It was the green makeup on Piccolo of what he looks like. He looked okay. He looked fine, but the color grading doesn't really, and contrast doesn't really help with this film, because for some reason this movie likes to in some scenes look really colorful, and other scenes it looks really watered down with the colors. And sometimes it looks so colorful, like it looks like a shining, like a flashlight on you, or because it looks so colorful because you can make out the sun. And sometimes, The colors in this movie is just fine. Standard blockbuster looks like a standard blockbuster. The color choices in this movie and the effects look fine, passable to the negative eye. I mean, to the eye, it looks fine. Looks better than 2002 Spider-Man effects. But I heard these effects were bad for the time. But I didn't thought they were bad, I just thought they were mediocre. Personally. The effects in the Dragon Ball Z movie. These weren't like next-gen effects. They just were standard, I thought, effects. This ain't one of my movies I really loved. It's just bore, meh for me. Is why I give it a 6 out of 10 for mediocre at best. That's why I give Dragon Ball Evolution, the 2000 whatever came out flick, a 6 out of 10. And I'm going to now talk about James Cameron's Titanic flick. I give that a 6 out of 10. The 1997 Titanic flick that James Cameron made was a mediocre script, I thought. And then did not need to be around 3 hours long of a flick. It was too fucking long. I'd rather just be 1 hour or 2 hours at most. Because I wish they got to the point where the Titanic sank quicker in the film. And we focus majority on fictional characters that weren't on the actual Titanic. Jack and Rose. And also mostly then we focus on well, you don't really get to know any of the other characters from the real events of the Titanic. We start to, and it's like we're always focusing on Jack and Rose tutti fruity love story. I thought their love story was more laughable than Maguire and Peter and Kristen Dunst and as MJ with the MJ and Peter with they and won't they be together scenario from the first two Spider-Man movies. I thought they were more worse than MJ and Peter from Spider-Man 1 and 2. They were a worse a couple, Jack and Rose, I thought. I didn't shed a tear when they couldn't be and didn't end up together because I just couldn't help but think at the end of the movie, Rose was full of shit and a whore. An ungrateful bitch. To the people who wanted retirement money from her just to sell a jewel that she was hoarding on to for some reason, and she has throws it overboard like the bitch she is. Oh, but she got that from her ex, yeah, that Billy Zane that tried to kill Jack and Rose. Yeah, I guess that's why, but I think that I still think Rose is a selfish bitch whore and deserves to die. Because if I saw her doing that, throwing a priceless, valuable artifact overboard, I would throw her overboard and tell her, go swim for it, Rose, bitch. Then I'll pull you up. Oh yes, I'm that heartless asshole, I am. I hate this Rose so much. I want her ill. I just hate this. I hated Rose, the character. She was so annoying comparing herself to a black person. Fuck you, Rose. Just because you're on a cruise ship doesn't make you a slave. Just because you don't want to be on there with your wealthy asshole family that don't want to listen to you whine and bitch about your problems with your so-called social life. Nobody cares about your Rose. Boo-hoo-hoo. That doesn't mean you're a black person on a cruise ship, you idiot. Stop comparing depression to being a slave in real life. Who wrote this what moron wrote this in the script? And the thing she narrates to herself is so fucking annoying and obnoxious. There's about over 3 hours of the shit in a few minutes after 3 hours. Like, 3 minutes was like, fuck. 3 hours at least of the shit. This was like so long. So where's the silver lining in this piece of train wreck of a fucking waste of my time movie? Parkour nudity from Rose. Stripping for us, the audience, while Jack draws her nude. That's the silver lining, damn it. I'm going to take my blessings where I can take them. That's the only reason why I like this movie, the nudity from Rose. Why I give this a 6 out of 10, why it's only worth my watch. More than once. So, that's my review on the Titanic movie from 1997. Flick is starring Leonardo DiCaprio. Not the painter, not the Ninja Turtle with the leader, with the sword, that carries the swords, you know, not the lead of the Ninja Turtles. No, the actor, Leonardo DiCaprio, starring. Not one of the cool Leonardo DiCaprios, not the Pink Turtle, one of the Ninja Turtles. Of the 4 turtles. There's Mike, Alangelo, Donatello, Raphael, and Leonardo. Leonardo DiCaprio gives a for what he's given a funny performance, a charming, funny performance, and that teen boy charm it comes across in that Nickelodeon Saturday morning cartoon special way. Whatever the fuck did I say? I don't know what that means. The point is, it's very fiction-y, charming. Science fiction charm this movie has to it. Like, I guess you can say what this is, a chick flick. Titanic is a chick flick. Because it's mostly bullshit. Writing tutti fruity love story with 2 young love puppy dogs. Sick puppy love. Rose and Jack. Too bad one of them died at the end, and even though Rose could have, but for some reason I didn't think of scooching over her fat ass and making moving half over for the piece of boat she was on. And how is Jack talking, whispering these last beloved words to Rose, saying how she's going to grow old, have lots of kids, die in bed as an old lady after getting married, blah, blah, blah. How does he know all this, and why is he saying all this stuff? And how is he able to say all those words and go so casually calm as he's freezing to death? When are people like Rose! My nuts are falling, freezing to death. That's what I think he would say. That's what I would say. Rose, my balls, my penis, my nuts, I can't feel them anymore. I can't feel my dick anymore, Rose. It must be frozen. I won't choose his last words more carefully if I were him. It's like, Rose, scooch over, bitch. Let me on. I want to live. You fat ass whore. Rose is either really selfish or really bonehead stupid to not scooch over. On a boat, on a spare boat that she's the only one on. It was upside down boat, but it was floating. So it was a boat. One of those little canoe boats. Not a boat, a boat that was like one of those spare boats. You know, one of those smaller boats on the Titanic. It was, I'm sorry. This shit made me giggle at the end when she found Jack is dead. Oh, that's funny. You killed Jack Rose, you stupid whore. Jack deserves better than Rose. Is what I think. Then that's why I think Titanic is a 6 out of 10. And that's my review on Dragon Ball Z Evolution and 1997 flick James Cameron's The Titanic fucking movie. It's a 6 out of 10 for perfectly mediocre score to get from me to you guys. I'm giving. I don't recommend these movies. I'm not saying don't see them, because frankly I don't think there's anything I can do to stop you from seeing them. I just don't recommend them. They're mediocre. Enjoyable to watch. They're okay. Movies, I like them, but they're nothing great. Well, not one of my favorite movies, neither movies, Dragon Ball Z or Titanic. I thought they were perfectly mediocre, meh, average movies, is what I think of them. Of Titanic and Dragon Ball Z Evolution. And that's my review on Titanic and Dragon Ball Z Evolution. I give it both flicks a 6 out of 10. Mediocre. Feel free to comment below, or don't. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to grow my subscribers, and goodbye.